What's up, everybody? So I'm out here chilling in the yard, and I figured it's hot out here, y'all. I hope my camera don't overheat or the battery die. But anyway, I'm just out here. Nick Thomas tagged me in the 3 things that I learned this gardening season tag. So I'm just gonna kind of go off the dome because I ain't make no notes. I didn't really do much of anything. So the first one that I can think of right off the top of my head is me personally. I have learned that me starting a bunch of seedlings and all that kind of stuff in the greenhouse, I can't say that I'm not necessarily ever going to do that again, but my personality just don't lend well to that. If I have to, do a bunch of babying and coddling, because after you grow the seedlings in the greenhouse or inside, you have to harden them off. If you don't harden them off, they suffer such shock that you either do one or two things. You either kill them or you stunt them to the point where it takes them longer to recover. And I noticed that with my peppers, my melons. I planted 3 melon plants out there. Only one survived. But that one that survived, that actually ended up being a superior plant. And that's probably going to be the second thing that I learned. But yeah, the first thing I learned is just me, my personality, the way that I am. I can't say that I won't ever start any seedlings, because I probably will. I probably will start some. But I'm probably going to do stuff like tomatoes. Stuff that doesn't really take such a harsh beating when you bring it out. And it's not very picky in the greenhouse. It's kind of like, as long as you keep it watered or whatever, it's pretty much good. But yeah, a lot of this other stuff that's going to take a whole lot of just babying and all. My personality, my time, all that, I can't. But yeah, the second thing I learned was pretty much is when plants show you that they strong and resilient, believe them. And I think the same thing goes for people. When people show you who they are, they show you their personality is just how they are up. Here comes my baby. Hey, Pissy Chrissy. Come here, buddy. But yeah, believe the plant. If it's going to tell you, like I said, I planted 3 melons. 2 of them died from shock. I didn't harden off nothing. The one that lived not only gave me 2 melons, but I'm not sure when I'm going to post this video, but y'all will see what it's doing for me now. It has come back and has just proved that it is just like a stellar plant. I've never grown a melon like this before. Never. And like I tell y'all, I say it all the time that, I need to, certain parts of my gardening game, I just got to get together, because there's certain stuff that I like too much that I struggle with. So yeah, that's thing number 2. Oh, and let me expand on number 2 a little bit more. Just like your volunteer plants. I'm not saying keep all of them, because I don't keep all of them. But them seeds been on the ground all through the winter, and they popped up and giving you a nice little plant, and you didn't even have to do anything to them. You didn't water them, you didn't fertilize them, you didn't do none of that. And a plant pop up, give you a nice plant. I'm telling you, when a plant show you that it wants to grow and it wants to do something, stick with it. Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of stuff I planted as seedlings sometimes. They just don't freaking make it. The best looking tomato I got over there right now is a volunteer. It's a tomato that a bird probably, dropped, or a squirrel or whatever, because where it grew up at in my yard, I did not grow tomatoes. But, you know what a tomato plant looks like when you see it. So, I saw it and it was thriving very well where it was. Even though the soil right there is hard clay and and I'm like, and this tomato look this good right here. It ain't getting watered. It's got hard clay. Now imagine if I put it in my nice bed with nice, soft, loose soil and water it and talk to it. That tomato has done what my tomatoes usually do, which is take over everything. So, And now it's starting to actually put on tomatoes. Tomatoes it wasn't a good year for me this year for tomatoes, but yeah. So that's number two. You know, when a plant show you that it's good to go, trust it. So, what's the third thing? The third thing. I think probably the third thing for me was probably time management. Really being on top of scheduling how I need to do things. You know, if you're like me and you don't garden for a living, you actually do something else to make a living. But gardening is like, you know, a hobby for you, or, you know, pastime, whatever you want to call it. You have to learn how to really manage your time in order to be able to care for your garden properly. So time management was huge for me this year. I found on days that I didn't, like days when I didn't feel like really just go ahead and getting up in the morning and taking care of my watering, because a lot of times people don't understand when I water, I'm not just watering. I'm also looking over my plants. I'm checking for pest problems, all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking to see how things are growing, progressing. Do I need to harvest anything? So my watering also gives me a chance to do a once over through my garden daily and look at stuff and, you know, be on top of stuff and make sure that, you know, I'm not missing anything or I'm not neglecting anything. So yeah, time management. Days when I didn't get up early in the morning to do my watering, that means not only did I not get up early enough to do my watering, I may not water for that day. Or if I do water, I'm watering too late in the day. Or if I'm watering too late in the day, it's so hot and I'm sweating and I'm kind of looking over my plants kind of fast. I'm not really examining them the way that I should be doing. So yeah, time management is key for me to make sure that, you know, just get up, do what you got to do, you know, even if you don't want to. But yeah, those are the three main things that I guess I learned. I'm sure I learned a whole bunch of little stuff. You know, when you turn the camera off, that's when you remember everything else. But yeah, for the most part, that was, and I'll give y'all a bonus. The bonus fourth thing that I learned was just how good wood chips are in the garden, or any type of wood matter or leaves or any of that stuff. I knew this previously, but this year I really took more time with various beds to really like, cause I know for a fact these two beds I'm looking at right here with my pepper and my Mexican sunflower, I filled those up with wood chips. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 beds over on that side that I topped off with wood chips. And there were beds that I had put, you know, wood and leaves and compost and stuff in before. But I'm really, it really sank in this year that from now on, pretty much wood, it's gonna be the main, you know, staple or what have you in my garden. It's gonna be the main way that I fill beds, because for a number of reasons. The nutrients, number one. Well, actually, the nutrients is number 2. Number 1 is I don't have to water my stuff as much, y'all. It's so hot here. You have to figure out ways to where you don't have to water, or better yet, you have to find a soil media that will hold moisture a little bit more. Not too much, because the wood actually does drain well. It stays moist, but not wet. So, and my plants seem to like that, because, I mean, the top will look completely dry, but as soon as you move back just a little bit, it'll be damp under there. So, and that's good, because my plants don't go such a, you know, I don't have to water 2 or 3 times a day. I don't have to worry about, oh my God, are my plants out there stressing. The only plants that really stressed really was the ones that the beds didn't really have that much wood in to begin with, because some of those beds, I remember when I filled them with all compost. Well, it was a mixture of stuff. It was compost, biochar, and leaves, and that was the main thing that I filled a lot of those beds with. But now that I've been topping them off with my little mixture that I showed y'all, that has a lot of wood chips in it. It's mostly wood chips, and worm castings and biochar and a little bit of compost. Now that I've been using that, man, my watering, it's, it retains water very nicely, and the plants really seem to like it. So, those were my bonus. That was a little bonus one. It's supposed to be 3 things, but I threw in 4. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Now I'm gonna tag 3 people. The 3 people I'm tagging is Essie, Crumpools, DIY, more home, Essie the homesteader. Y'all know who I'm talking about. All right, what's up, y'all? So, got to replace one of my tags. That's why you see me now. I'm going to tag, instead of Essie, because Essie got tagged by Green Organic Love, and Essie already did her video, I'm going to tag Arizona Homestead. So, y'all been tagged. All right. I always forget her channel name, but dope channel. If you're not watching it, you need to be watching it. She's back. She's back in the garden, back to harvesting. Y'all, Essie got a grocery store she ain't telling us about. I know she do. She's just keeping it under wraps. But it's all good. Get them coins, Essie. The second person I'm going to tag is Gigi's child. Gigi, I know you busy, but girl, you're going to have to just go on and whip it out real quick, the 3 things you learned, because I know you learned a lot because you ain't been gardening that long. So I know you had plenty to learn. And if you can't think of nothing you learned, ask Coco and she'll help you out. And who's the third person? Oh, Deborah Christmas. I want to tag Deborah Christmas. Usually she tags me. Well, not usually because she's done several tags, but I know she's tagged me before. And she usually gets the tag before I have the opportunity to tag her. So this time I'm tagging you, Deborah Christmas. There you go. 3 things you learned in the garden this year. I don't know if it's much more for Deborah Christmas to learn. She's been gardening forever. I was just kidding. It's always something to learn. And somebody like Deborah, she likes information and knowledge and stuff like that. So I'm sure she learned something. And it's always interesting, to see what a seasoned gardener has learned, because the other two people I tagged, Essie and Gigi, they pretty new to gardening. I think this is Gigi's first year, and Essie, I think this is her second year or something like that. It's like, because I think she gardened for the first time last year. She did a fall/winter garden. But so yeah, Deborah Christmas been gardening for years. So there we go. That's my people who I'm tagging. I appreciate y'all watching. Dude on this motorbike has rolled by about 3 or 4 times. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. But yeah, that's it, y'all. And thanks Nick for tagging me and giving me something to do. It's hot as fire. I watched that video and I was like, oh, he tagged me. So I came out here and filmed this real quick. So yeah, till next time, man. I'm gonna see y'all guys later.